Hey, how's it going? I've been following somewhat the ongoing conflict between the TruePooka and Dr. Chauncy Crandall and his supporters. In a recent video, the TruePooka stated that he was not surprised that his video about Dr. Crandall had received a DMCA complaint. Actually, personally, I am surprised. I'm surprised because I don't even know why they would even bother with it. You see, if they had simply looked, if Dr. Crandall and his friends had looked into YouTube's history, especially regarding the so-called atheist community, he'd have realized that if a video uh, is hit with a DMCA and this video had been put up by a popular YouTuber such as TheTruePooka or Richard the Dick Coughlin, Thunderfoot, DPR Jones, anyone like that, the video would find itself getting mirrored, and you would not just have one copy anymore. You would have a dozen or dozens of copies of the same video posted on many different channels. It would not have silenced the video, it simply would have amplified it and increased its impact across YouTube. More people would see the video than otherwise would have. I mean, there are people who have mirrored the video and their subscribers don't subscribe or did not at the time subscribe to the TruePooka, and they might now. So he's probably getting some extra subscribers out of this whole thing himself. One thing people, I hope that not a lot of people are under this delusion that if you post a video exposing someone you think is a fraud, you post this video on YouTube, that it will somehow impact this person, that this person will be publicly exposed and they will lose all credibility and their followers will fall away like leaves on a dying tree. That is simply not the case. And I can cite you several examples. First of all, Peter Popoff. Peter Popoff lives in a luxury mansion. He drives an expensive car. He pays himself and members of his family very generous salaries. The guy's not hurting for money. And not only have there been videos on YouTube, there are articles on the internet, and there have been TV reports, investigative reports about him, talking about his history and things that he's doing. Nevertheless, the guy fills stadiums with people who come there expecting some sort of miracle, either a miracle healing or God is going to intervene in their personal lives and pay off their debts to get them out of whatever financial trouble they might have found themselves in. The videos on YouTube made no difference. And the videos have received thousands of views here. Didn't hurt him at all. Likewise, Kent Hovind. I mean, Thunderfoot's Why Do People Laugh at Creationist series has thoroughly debunked just about everything that Dr. Hovind has stated in his videos, and not just Thunderfoot, other people have too. Nevertheless, Kent Hovind still has a loyal following of people, and I can predict with absolute certainty that when he gets out of prison, he's going to go right back in the lecture circuit, and he's going to talk about his time in prison, and he's going to chalk it up to some kind of conspiracy where people, the atheists conspiracy, were going to try to silence his voice. And while he was locked away, he was witnessing to his fellow inmates, and he led a revival, and the Spirit of the Lord descended on the facility, and the warden met with him, and all this other crap. I can predict that that's going to happen, as if it already has, because this is typically what people like that do. All right? Because likewise, he, like Popov, speaks in front of an audience of people that want to believe the message. In fact, they already believe the message. They walk into the stadium believing it, and then, of course, they hear it from him, and it just simply confirms what they already think. Dr. Crandall's message is that prayer can convince God to raise certain people from the dead. Maybe not a lot of people, but some people. And people want to, the fundamentalist Christian crowd, there are those people that want to believe that God will directly intervene, that he will heal, things like terminal cancer, diabetes, and all kinds of other life-threatening illnesses, that he will bring certain people back from the dead. Maybe not a lot of people, maybe just a few here and there, but everybody that believes in Dr. Crandall wants their loved one to be the one brought back from the grave. All right, so Dr. Crandall's people could have simply saved themselves a lot of time and said, oh, YouTube? Yeah, big deal. Yeah, do your worst, TruePooka. They could have simply have done that, but no. Instead, what they did, they filed the DMCA and they got more views. But these dozens of videos are not going to impact him at all, because this guy gets up on television, gets on the 700 Club. You know, millions of people see him when he gets on TV. And how many views do these videos get? Well, I'm not saying that the videos serve no purpose. I'm not saying that the videos should not be made. Um, but don't make them anticipating that some great result is going to come. The videos themselves will serve to educate people who might be fence sitters. You know, some people, you know, they're going to hear, oh, a doctor says prayer will cause these people to be raised from the dead by God. People want to believe that, so they're going to believe it automatically, especially if you got the title doctor in front of your name. In this case, Dr. Crandall really is a doctor, a medical doctor. Ken Hovind is not a doctor, but he had the title because the title doctor impresses people. And Dr. Crandall undoubtedly knows that much. But the video can serve to educate the fence sitters, people who might be wondering, like, I wonder if this is real. I wonder, you know, people who believe in God themselves, that they are Christians, and they might be evangelical Christians, but they might be sitting on the fence thinking, I don't know, I mean, it sounds kind of fantastic that this sort of thing would actually happen. Who is this Dr. Crandall guy I saw in the 700 Club when I was sitting in front of the TV yesterday? And they can see the video and say, okay, well, never mind that, forget it. And of course, it gives talking points to people who are non-believers. You say, well, look at this video here from TheTruePooka. Now, this guy exposed him as a charlatan, or at least someone whose claims are a bit dubious at best. So it's the fence sitters and the people who don't believe anyway that this video actually does some good for. The people that are the true believers, they're not going to take anything away from it. And that's really unfortunate. You'd like to think that someone might be, you know, fully encircled by the tentacles of this scheme, and then they see the video and say, oh my God, was I deluded? That's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen until such time as you know, someone who's a true believer gets in somewhere and someone in the inner circle says something at the wrong time, and then they come out thinking, oh boy, was I deluded. But how often does that really happen? So Crandall, of course, also has the added benefit, for lack of a better word, that his own son died. I mean, it seems cold to say that, but people will feel sorry for him having lost his son at such a young age. He was just a kid when he died. And so people feel the sense of sympathy. Add to that the guy's doctor title, and supposedly from this really famous, very well-known medical center in Florida that he owns. It's supposed to be internationally renowned. As Pooka said in his video, there's really not an awful lot about that world-renowned center with the billionaire clients. I went to Dr. Crandall's website and he mentioned that some of his clients are billionaires. Well, you know, big deal. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect his credibility one way or another that he has patients that are billionaires in that part of Florida. I mean, other doctors might be able to say the same thing. So I'm actually quite surprised that Dr. Crandall and his supporters have taken the time out of their busy days to file the DMCA, because the video wouldn't have hurt Dr. Crandall in any way. It's wasted effort on their part, and they would certainly have to pay a lawyer to handle whatever legal problems might come up. So do I think Dr. Crandall's people will pursue this in a court of law? Well, will they want to invest the money? Because lawyers cost money. These guys might be swimming in cash right now. They might think nothing of spending a few $1,000s to fight this court case and drag Pooka into court and try to sue him for, you know, supposed damages to Dr. Crandall's credibility. They might be willing to do that. Honestly, I doubt it. I think the counterfiling will be enough, and then Pooka will probably get his video back within a couple of weeks, but not until thousands of people have seen that video's copies on dozens of channels across YouTube. So, I mean, I think Dr. Crandall should have gone back and taken an example from Peter Popoff, who has not filed any DMCAs against any videos here on YouTube that are critical of him. He hasn't done anything of the sort. Now, Dr. Hoban's people did, which failed. And people have made videos talking about Benny Hinn. They posted videos about other evangelical preachers. And these people are still alive and well and going strong. So, Dr. Crandall, it's your time to waste. And it is wasted. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves. I'll see you again soon.